Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about Business Regulatory Framework Paper 2. In this particular subject we have Consumer Protection Act 1986. My dear students, simultaneously we need to study new legislation, that is New Consumer Protection Act 2019, which is notified on 20th July 2020 for implementation. Today we are going to discuss one very important article written by N. Naresh Kumar. And here we are going to see the comparison between 1986 Act and 2019 Act. In exercise of the powers conferred by subsection 3 of section 1 of the Consumer Protection Act 2019, the central government hereby appoints the 20th day of July 2020 as a date on which the following provisions of the said act shall come into force. That means all these provisions which are there under 2019 Consumer Protection Act, these act and the provisions will be implemented from July 2020. What is the object of this act? Consumer Protection Act 2019. The object of this act is to provide for protection of the interest of consumers and for the said purpose to establish authorities for timely and effective administration and settlement of consumers' disputes and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereto. So here the object is very clear. Here protection of the interest of consumers are being given importance. These are the sections and the chapters included under Consumer Protection Act 2019. Now we'll see the comparison of the old act and new act. So Consumer Protection Act 1986 and Consumer Protection Act 2019. So first we'll discuss 1986 Act and then 2019 Act. What is the object under 1986 Act? Objective of Act is to provide for better protection of the interest of consumers and for that purpose to make provision for the establishment of consumer council and other authorities for the settlement of consumers' disputes and for matters connected therewith. Under the Consumer Protection Act 2019, the object is to provide for protection of the interest of consumers and for the said purpose to establish authorities for timely and effective administration. So these words are very important. So here effective administration and timely and effective administration, these words are very important. And settlement of consumers' disputes and for matters connected therewith. So all these important aspects have been included under Consumer Protection Act 2019. So under Consumer Protection Act 1986 there are 4 chapters, and under Consumer Protection Act 2019 8 chapters, notified only 7 chapters. So nomenclature, what is this? Under Consumer Protection Act 1986 district forum it was there, but under 2019 Act district commission, that word is changed and its form is like district commission. Regulator, under Consumer Protection Act 1986 no separate regulator are there, but here under 2019 Act Central Consumer Protection Authority, that is CCPA, is recognized and created under chapter 3. New definitions, here not defined new definition, but here under 2019 there are new definition like online, telemarketing, MLM, unfair contract, design, endorsement of goods, electronic service provider, food included in goods, product liability, mediation, pecuniary jurisdiction, offense and penalties. So why these definitions are included? Because if we see today, the nature of transaction is changing, online and offline, the mode of transactions are changing, and the needs, wants and demands of the consumers are also changing. So to fulfill the needs of these consumers, the mechanism also should be strong, and that's why these terms have been included under 2019 Act, Consumer Protection Act 2019. Advertisement. So under 1986 Consumer Protection Act is not defined, but the term advertisement is defined under Consumer Protection Act 2019. What is this? Advertisement means any audio or visual publicity, representation, endorsement, or pronouncement made by means of light, sound, smoke, gas, print, electronic media, internet, or website, and includes any notice, circular, label, wrapper, invoice, or such other documents. So this definition is very important, and even the provision is very important in case of, suppose if there is false advertisement, or by that particular advertisement misleading statements are being provided, and consumers are misguided. So in that case, the person who is doing this malified or wrong act, the person who is committing a crime, that person may be penalized under the law, or that person will be treated as wrongdoer under the law. So this is very important amendment in 2019 Act. In fact, this 2019 Act, Consumer Protection Act 2019, is very important. Consumer definition. Only one explanation given under section 2D of Consumer Protection Act 1986. But here if we see Consumer Protection Act 2019, a new clause B is inserted to the explanation of consumer defined under section 2 clause 7. The expression buys any goods is added, and hires or avails any services including offline or online transactions through electronic means or by teleshopping or direct selling or multi-level marketing are included. Under this Consumer Protection Act 1986, it excludes a person who avails of such services for any commercial purpose. No clarity with explanation on commercial purpose in the definition. So commercial purpose is not recognized under this 1986 Act, but here under 2019 Act, Consumer Protection Act 2019, the expression commercial purpose does not include use by a person of goods bought and used by him exclusively for the purpose of earning his livelihood by means of self-employment. So this is difference between two. Now we'll talk about person. The person, this word is defined under both the Act. Consumer Protection Act 1986. Here, consumer is a person includes under section 2 subclause M, who are person, an individual, a firm, whether registered or not, a Hindu undivided family, a cooperative society, an association of persons, whether registered under the Societies Registration Act 1860 or not. But under Consumer Protection Act 2019, person, this word is defined under section 31 clause 1, any corporation, company, or a body of individual, whether incorporated or not, any artificial juridical person not falling within any of the preceding subclauses. That means here we need to understand that all these 5 clauses which are included under Consumer Protection Act 1986 are included in this 2019 Act, but added 6th and 7th clauses: any corporation and company and any artificial juridical persons. Complainant, this is also defined under this Act. So definition is extended under Consumer Protection Act 2019. So taking into consideration consumer registered voluntarily, consumer association, central government, consumer same interest, consumer his legal heir or representative in case of his death, and here in case of consumer being a minor, his parent or legal guardian. This is included under 2019 Act. So all these definitions are very important. So deficiency, it is defined under 1986 Act. Here the word deficiency is extended and it includes any act of negligence or omission or commission by such person which causes loss or injury to the consumer. And second, deliberate withholding of relevant information by such person to the consumer. And these sentences have been added under Consumer Protection Act 2019 and it is included under the deficiency. The design, it is not defined under Consumer Protection Act 2000, so not 2000, 1986, and here under section 2 subclause 10, design, this word is defined under Consumer Protection Act 2019. So design in relation to a product means the intended or known physical and material characteristics of such product and includes any intended or known formulation or content of such product and the usual result of the intended manufacturing or other process used to produce such product. So this design word is defined under Consumer Protection Act 2019. What is this insurance? So under definition of service, section 2 clause O, and here under 2019 Act, service is defined under section 2 subclause 42. Unfair contract, no definition is there under Consumer Protection Act 1986, but Consumer Protection Act 2019 is giving us definition of unfair contract. What is this? Unfair contract means a contract between a manufacturer or trader or service provider on one hand and a consumer on the other, having such terms which cause significant change in the rights of such consumer, including the following, namely imposing any penalty the consumer for the breach of contract thereof, which is wholly disproportionate to the loss occurred due to such breach to the other party to the contract, or entitling a party to the contract to terminate such contract unilaterally without reasonable cause, or permitting or has the effect of permitting one party to assign the contract to the detriment of the other party who is a consumer without its consent, or imposing on the consumer any unreasonable charge, obligation or condition which puts such consumer to disadvantage. So here very carefully they have defined this type of terms. So unfair contract we need to understand very carefully. So here today we will discuss this much only. In the next lecture we will continue. Here we will stop. Thank you.